Let's move on to the banking sector, which now says it's ready to help in ensuring seamless transition between the old and the new currency in the next 4 months. The Kenya Bankers Association says it has already put in place measures to flag any attempts at money laundering in the coming months. NTV's Brenda Wanga with that report.
At the heart of the demonetization of the 1,000 shillings note in the next 4 months is the country's banking sector. Those who are holding thousands of shillings in their homes have been asked to surrender their stash in exchange for the new notes, but there is a catch.
You are being asked to bring the notes back into the system. And now when you're bringing it back into the system, it has got to be vetted. You have got to identify that this was from genuine sources. So we'll ask you questions in terms of where did this money come from. And that's how we are saying that it's only the clean money that will come back into the system for circulation.
That single move, what the government hopes will be the silver bullet in the purge on graft. Aside from corruption, the removal of the notes from circulation is also aimed at drying the taps for those involved in money laundering.
The dirty money, you will find it difficult to actually be able to sneak it back into the system. And that's why the financial services sector, and especially the banking, are alert to all possible attempts of trying to sneak in these illicit funds during this time when the new notes are being replaced for the old notes.
Indeed, the CBK is counting on the very banks to help track down those who will not be able to account for the source of their money. The banks, SACCOs and microfinance institutions have been in the last few years undergoing training to enable them spot those suspect transactions.
What the bank is required to do in a situation like that is to raise suspicious transaction report through the established system. You see, so you are supposed to pick out what does not appear normal based on your knowledge of the customer. And some kind of transactions will be very normal for one customer, but very, very abnormal for another customer. And so on the ones that are normal, I'll raise no objection. But to the ones that are abnormal, I've got an obligation under the Process of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act to raise the necessary reports to the law enforcement authorities through the Financial Reporting Center to the law enforcement authorities, and then the necessary action is taken.
But even with the stringent measures in place, those keen on cleaning their ill-gotten money have been known to take desperate measures to ensure that they protect their illicit wealth. Some of these funds may find themselves into the construction, property and precious metals sector.
There will be a rush towards the heavy consumption. And indeed, this now will spark growth of the Kenyan economy through consumption, which is also very dangerous. Many of these people will rush into consuming lavishly, and this, in a way, will lead to a case in question where this money will be chasing very few goods and services within the economy.
Now that we have got a deadline, the temptation is to try to beat the deadline by bringing in the money into the system. And what you are saying is that for us, the banking sector, we are going to be extremely vigilant to ensure that only clean money comes in.
The phasing out of the 1,000 shillings note comes soon after a task force was formed to formulate policies to fight money laundering and illicit money flows. The task force is expected to give its report in 2 years' time. But before that, they're trying to curb the practice will already have left the station. Brenda Wanga, NTV.